Breaking today, the monetization of Princess Lilibet has begun by Meghan Markle on the young princess's 4th birthday. Take that in for one moment.
Meghan Markle's back in the headlines, and this time it's not just the tabloids talking. A brand new photo of Lilibet just dropped, and royal fans are furious. Why? Because it looks like Meghan might be cashing in on her daughter's image and breaking a promise to Harry himself. Let's roll it back a bit.
The Instagram post, happy birthday to our beautiful girl. 4 years ago today, she came into our lives, and each day is brighter and better because of it, thanks to all of those sending love and celebrating her special day. So we get two highly photoshopped pictures, one of Meghan and Princess Lilibet now, which pretty much reveals the face that Meghan promised Prince Harry she would kept hidden. The other, apparently, just after Lily popped out of Meghan. Yeah. Nancy Sidley posted on this. And she's officially monetized. Deemsty has been looking closely at the Photoshop work done in these images and said, these are supposed to be the same hands, ? And from Princess Carparkle, just like we all predicted getting closer and closer to the whole face reveal, what in the rat's nest fresh hell is going on with Meghan Markle's hair in the first picture? It's never not going to be weird that Harry and Meghan exploit parents who have lost children to bullying on social media, publicly rail against children being on social media, then turn around and exploit their kids on social media and play peekaboo games with faces the world has seen on Netflix and photos. It's bizarre. P. Diner, royal YouTube sensation, with me now. P. Diner, look, obviously inevitable. We knew this was coming. We even heard Meghan Markle speak to Tina Knowles this week about the fact that one day she's going to be in business with Lily. We just didn't expect it to be on the poor girl's 4th birthday party. What do you make of this post?
You know, I look at it and I think, why? Why? And we know why, but it's like she's going against the wishes of her husband. Harry is nowhere to be seen or, talked about. He, I think, is not happy about this post, but Meghan just seems to want to exploit her children to make money and forget, what their messaging is about the Parents Network. She just wants to use these children to make money. And it's almost like, okay, here are my children, but don't look at my children. There's a contradiction, and that contradiction comes from Harry and Meghan just don't see things the same way when it comes to using your children. So it talks a lot about, I think, the marriage, the state of the marriage, not really being aligned in purpose, because Meghan is doing her own thing. Harry, go whatever with you. I'm doing what I want to do with these children and exploiting them and going against what their branding is supposed to be around children in social media. I just think it says a lot to their marriage, and I wonder why make these posts like this, Meghan? It looks desperate. She looks desperate. She looks like she is trying hard to really be relevant with these children and to make money and to have a say in, what she wants to do. And I just think it's sad for the children to be used like this, to be torn apart between both of your parents, one wanting one thing and the other wanting another. It's really sad to see.
When Meghan and Harry left royal life, they told us, "We want privacy for our kids." They weren't kidding. They slammed the press, sued over baby photos, and said Archie and Lilibet would grow up out of the spotlight. But now this shiny, high-gloss pic of Lilibet has hit the internet, and it's everywhere.
What did you make of the specifics of the photographs, P. Diner? Do you think these are genuine images, or do you agree with folk who are saying that they appear to be at least manipulated in some way? I mean, for example, if you look at the image of Lily apparently just after Meghan gave birth to her, you can see that her hand, I think that's meant to be her right hand, but it doesn't seem to be in the correct position.
Hmm. I did look at her hands and I thought they looked a little puffy. They looked not really glamorous. I mean, allegedly, or guess she just had the child. I think why would you even Photoshop that? What would be the purpose of Photoshopping your hands? I don't know. I think maybe it could be just a little swollen. That's what it looked like to me when I initially looked at it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
according to Taz, looked at both pictures and she posted Diana Ross hair on the left. Lily looks very unhappy or rather grumpy at who is taking the photograph. Meghan looks annoyed rather than loving. And look at her jewelry all on display on a boat holding young children. No safety vests. She's completely ridiculous.
Yeah, now that is another thing. Yeah, being on a boat without a safety vest, because that was the same thing in the other picture with Harry and Lily. But also, I think the post is more about Meghan, if anything. Here are my children, but look at me. I'm here too, and she just seems to want to create these that make her look like she is, glamorous with the children and, I'm a mother and putting it in everyone's face around her daughter, I guess allegedly, well, not allegedly, but her talk with Tina Knowles and really highlighting her daughter since Tina said she would, want to work with her one day and just really using these kids to up her own profile. That's what I feel like when I watch Meghan. It's the children are there, but it's really about me, and my image and what I want to portray,
Well,
you
of
know.
course, and that's gross and it's dark and it's sinister. It goes completely against everything they've propagated as a couple. It makes them total hypocrites, but it's coming. It's coming. We saw the first drop of it with Tina Knowles this week, and we'll come to that later. But seriously, this is coming. Now, can we please get to P. Diner? What has to be the most catastrophic high profile celebrity business launch in history? And I do not say that lightly. And until this week, P. Diner, I hadn't said that. But the way that Meghan has U-turned in the course of just a couple of days over as ever and over which products are going to be stocked or not going to be stocked is genuinely mind-blowing, and I think shows that this is now a business that is spiraling out of control. So to explain very briefly before we go into the details, of course, but those who've been following along will know that Meghan's products sold out within just 45 minutes. Initially, that was viewed as a bit of a coup because it was like, oh, this is great. It means we're in demand. But then there was absolutely no plan to restock the products whatsoever, meaning that the initial supply was so low that it almost made it pointless to go on sale in the first place. Meghan gave 2 interviews. First to a business magazine, then to Tina Knowles on her own podcast, saying that the plan was just to pause, to wait until they could properly get stock in, to maybe never come back with jam at all, and effectively there'd be no more as ever products going on sale until next year. The podcast was released yesterday, where we heard Tina Knowles completely rip into Meghan about that strategy and talk about how ridiculous it was and how it's not a good thing to sell out that quickly. And all of a sudden, mega U-turn is announced on Meghan's own social media accounts. She posts via As Ever and on her own Instagram story, to all who've been wondering and waiting, thank you. Your favourites are returning, plus a few new things we can't wait to show you coming this month. Get excited. And on her own story, she wrote June gloom. Is that a thing, by the way? I mean, who has gloom in June in the Northern Hemisphere? Not over here, because this month, your products are back. So, P. Dinah, what type of game is she playing here?
Press releases, digital promos all over their official social media. It doesn't look like a family snap. Critics say it's pure PR, designed to get attention, drive headlines, maybe even spark new business deals for brand Sussex.
Megan is so confused. This girl does not know if she is coming or going. What in the world? I mean, it's like you talk about not knowing what you're going to do. Like she was having issues around her naming and her products and then not even trying to be on point in messaging around what's coming next and now changing that. I think Megan is so completely lost when it comes anything around her business. She does not even know what she wants to do. How can you sell products and not really understand, how you're going to move forward? Like while you're already promoting your product, she should have already known right when she had put out the initial products what to do if they sold out and like on point have that coming out like in days later. And she doesn't even know what she wants to do. It's a lot of back and forth. To me, it just says that she doesn't really have a business that she's trying to make successful. She's trying to do something to put her name out there, to put her image out there, but not really being true to a business owner's journey and what they go through. It's like Megan is using everything for publicity and not really truly there. We know how she treats her family and friends. I think she does the same thing around her business. She doesn't even know how to treat her business right. I mean, she's had so many ups and downs and just everything is wrong about this product launch. I mean, why even talk about it as a founder? You don't even have the basic knowledge around running a business to even talk about it on a podcast. I don't understand this woman at all. It is confusing.
That's the thing. It just makes no sense. I mean, Royal Daily Tea, I thought, posted very well on this, writing, "Oh, good Lord, Meghan Markle has got to be the worst business person ever. Seriously, you announce a restock and a new product drop on an Instagram story with new products coming this month. What? After telling everyone you were not restocking because you were taking a step back? This woman said earlier no products until 2026 and not restocking for a while. Why does she insist on confusing her customers and fan base? I bet it will just be the raspberry slub and that plant potter with her crap logo on it. This woman just wants to fail." And the Royal News Network as well was also all over this, posting, "I'm sorry, but what the hell? She just spent the last week telling the world she had no products and was rethinking everything, and now she has products? Who the heck is running this train wreck? This deserves to fail for crappy products and share incompetence alone." But the problem is, P. Dina, we know who's running this. Meghan Markle is running this. And that is the fundamental issue.
Yeah, she doesn't want to listen to anyone. She seems to already know all the answers, and it's apparent that she doesn't. I mean, you just look at her and you think you are so just not in line with anything that is going to be successful. What is the point? What are you trying to do? And I think the further the royal family gets away from Meghan and her likeness, the better off they'll be because she really does set a bad image for the royals in general. Just the fact that she married into the royal family is enough to make people look at you with the side eye like this woman, really her? I mean, I don't understand what Meghan is doing. Just like her whole life is in shambles. And soon we're going to see it with the marriage.
Well,
Watch, it's
indeed.
going to
Indeed. Watch this face on that. What I think her strategy has been, her PR strategy has been, P. Dina. I mean, by the way, I don't agree with this strategy. I think it's utterly insane and ridiculous. But it's to say that this U-turn has been sparked by the dressing down she received from Tina Knowles on the podcast, because there was an exclusive interview, and I say interview like that, right, because this wasn't an interview, it was a PR job in Marie Claire, and there's this woman called Kristen Contino, and look, I'm sure Kristen Contino's a nice enough woman, P. Dina, like, she's not a nasty piece of work like that absolute horrible dude, weird dude, you know, the one that looks like Michael Jackson, Omid Scobie. She's not like that dude. She seems to be very pleasant, and so I almost feel a little bit unkind here. But she's not a journalist, P. Diner, she doesn't know anything about the royals or about how this all really works. So she has become the number one propagandist for Meghan Markle. And so this is not an interview and Marie Claire. It's very clear that Meghan's team emailed some quotes over. But let me just take you through it, because this is how the PR spin is coming from Montecito.
The reaction, immediate and intense. One fan says Lilibet is not a prop. Another claims Harry would never have allowed this. For Harry, privacy was everything. For the public, it was a promise. Now people are wondering, did Meghan just break it?
Exclusive. Meghan Markle on the extraordinary advice Tina Knowles gave her during special podcast episode. The Duchess of Sussex tells Marie Claire what it was like talking business and Beyonce with Ms. Tina by Kristen Contino. And the story reads, the Duchess of Sussex wrapped up the first season of her new Lemonada media podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, with Meghan last week. But on Tuesday, she released a bonus episode, and none other than Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles, opened up about her decades of experience as an entrepreneur. Speaking exclusively to Marie Claire, Meghan says, wrapping Confessions of a Female Founder with Tina Knowles felt like the perfect end to a very special podcast as I grow my own business. As ever, I spoke to women who had turned their own entrepreneurial dreams into reality. Ms. Tina's conversation fulfills the promise of the podcast, offering extraordinary advice and sharing insights about being a working mom, building something special, and remaining true to herself through every twist and turn. This episode proves to be a powerful toolkit of truths that I will apply to my own life as I too grow my business, care for my family, and look forward to new adventures. So there's two things I take from that, P. Diner. Confessions of a Female Founder is over. It was a disaster. It tanked. It bombed. It's not coming back, clearly. It seems very, very certain that she said that this is the final episode, this is the conclusion. And secondly, she's trying to say, well, it was this conversation with Ms. Tina, as she calls her, which has now influenced this U-turn for her business.
Yeah, clearly she was influenced by that. But, it just shows you, Tina Knowles has been through a lot. She's done a lot. Her daughter is very successful, and they have their family, and everyone is aligned in purpose. And Meghan, I think, is just someone who wants to emulate somebody that is successful, but really proving false to it, because she doesn't have the grounding. She doesn't have the what it takes to really be successful in her own right, because there's so much going against her already that she continues to perpetuate in terms of her wanting to be a business owner and try to take Tina's advice. I think taking the advice around your family and, being, in general, a good person. And getting along with people. Let's start there. Let's start with being a true person and learning how to be authentic. I think you trying to run a business on this idea that you are going to emulate someone like Tina. It's almost like fairy tale. Meghan has so much work to do when it comes to just doing the right thing and not trying to always get a dig at someone. She's always trying to make digs at the royal family. Worry about trying to be a good person and run your business. But there's all these other things out there that she's doing that I always talk about on my channel how, she's at the computer typing and conniving and doing all, and that's what she does because she is so delusional. She is not the kind of person that really is focused on what she says. Like, she'll say one thing, but her focus and what really is important to her is all these other superficial things out there. She's not truly committed to the mission of being a businesswoman or a good person, a family person. You can't take someone like Tina Knowles' advice and think that, you're going to gain something out of that and run with it and, be successful, because there's so much more so much that Tina has done that you need work on. You have not done so much that you need to do to work on yourself, Meghan. This is a woman who is grounded, who has done so much. Meghan needs to start with the basics. That's what she needs to do. And she can't, she won't. She's just not in that mindset to do it. It's all a game to her, and it's just you watch her and you just think, girl, go sit down. No one is going to listen to you. You don't even know what you're doing. You're lost yourself. So why are we following and listening to your advice?
So true. So true. But P. Dinah, I mean, when on earth is she going to be able to sort of cope with the fact that this podcast, despite more publicity than any other podcast in the world, is not just a minor flop? I mean, this is a monumental flop. Royal News Network has looked at the numbers, writing, despite, I'm sure, begging Tina Knowles to appear on her flop of a podcast, her appearance failed to make things any better. In the business subsection, right? So this is just the business subsection. Meghan's podcast currently ranks number 66. And the episode debuted at number 74 on Apple Podcasts. That is an undeniable flop.
Here's what really stings. This isn't just about a photo, it's about trust, values, and a little girl caught in a media storm she never asked for. So what do you think? Was it a harmless family moment, or a calculated move to reignite the Sussex brand? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more royal revelations. Because with the Sussexes, the story is never really over.